This next story, Captain Phillips producer Scott Rudin has reportedly just secured the film rights to the Sherri Pink book, 5 Days at Memorial. Now, the film takes place at the Memorial Medical Center after Katrina struck and the flood waters rose, the power failed, and the heat climbed. Exhausted caregivers choose to designate certain patients last for rescue. Months later, several health professionals faced criminal allegations that they deliberately injected numerous patients with drugs to hasten their deaths. 5 Days at Memorial, the culmination of 6 years of reporting, unspools the mystery of what happened in those days, bringing the reader into the hospital fighting for its life and into a conversation about the most terrifying form of healthcare rationing. This is one of those types of sounding films that I think just sounds dynamic. I am a big fan. Now, while it sounds like it's going to be very hard to watch, I think the fact that it's hard to watch is why I'm looking forward to it so much. I love movies that put us as viewers in uncomfortable situations that force us to examine ourselves and say, what would I do? And let's face it, as a human race, we're pretty pathetic sometimes. We rush to judgment on other people who are facing impossible situations, you know? So we've seen several movies about a big ship that sinks and there's a lifeboat, and certain people make a choice to throw other people off the boat so that the rest of the people on the boat can survive. And we'll sit back and condemn them. That's terrible. How dare they? They're monsters. But if you really think about it, that was an impossible situation there. They're trying to survive. Really, what would you have done? And we're so quick to say, oh, well, I wouldn't have thrown people off the boat. Really? Because I'm thinking maybe you would have. I'm not saying we should or shouldn't have, but maybe we would have. I hope I wouldn't have, but maybe I would have. Anyway, I love movies that are willing to take us to that uncomfortable place and look at these really difficult scenarios and situations and not sugarcoat it, not just make it an obvious black and white issue, but really force us to face it. And I dig that. And when I hear and I read about the synopsis of 5 Days of Memorial, it sounds like it's going to do that, because I've seen a number of stories about what happened in this hospital. And while I can sit back as somebody who's living thousands of miles away from where Katrina happened and say, oh, well, that was right. Oh, and that was wrong. But I'm getting the feeling this is going to be the type of movie that is going to force me to confront what those people confronted and then really ask myself, what would I have done? Because it was an impossible situation. Like, I'm not saying what's right, what's wrong. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying I'm looking forward to a movie that makes me force myself to look at the circumstances these people were actually in, and then, you know, maybe hopefully not judge. But anyway, that's just the way I'm kind of looking at it right now.
If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to AMC Movie News on YouTube. It's free and a great way to stay updated with all the latest movie news, and check out our daily show, AMC Movie Talk. Also, don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter to stay in the loop for our special prizes, giveaways, and contests.